Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Premier Perspective. Today we are going to be previewing the Community Shield. For anyone who doesn't know, the Community Shield is the game right at the beginning of the season that's with last year's previous Premier League winner versus FA Cup winner. So that would be Manchester City versus Leicester City. Leicester City coming into this season with two good signings. They signed striker Daka from Salzburg, who is an up and coming young striker who will probably give them another offensive force with Vardy and Iheanacho. And then they signed midfielder Sumer from Lille, who Lille just won the League Un, and Samir was a big part of that. Nice boost to their midfield to add with Ndidi and Madison. So Leicester made some good signings. City, on the other hand, heavily linked to players, huge names like Jack Grealish and Harry Kane, but as of right now, no done deals, no signings.
Yeah, and City are actually somewhat shorthanded going into this game due to both the Olympics and just time off from training because some players wanted to go play for their country in the Olympics right after the Euros, but were denied that. And I mean, it's frustrating, but at the same time, they need some time to rest because if they had just played straight through, there is no break
Yeah,
for them. But some of these players, and they're missing their English and Brazilian players. Some who are just returning to training from the Olympics, and they're not going to be able to play just coming off of that. And that includes Kyle Walker, Raheem Sterling, Phil Foden, Ederson, and Gabriel Jesus. And some players like De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Rodri, they've just returned to training. So their likelihood to start is possible, but it's not very high.
yeah,
But even
maybe
so,
off the bench,
yeah,
maybe
maybe
for like De
maybe coming
Bruyne,
off the bench if they
Bernardo,
need.
Rodri, Zinchenko, but players like the English and Brazilian players who went to the final of their respective tournaments, Euros and Copa America. As of today, this video being recorded on Tuesday, out on Wednesday. As of today, Tuesday, they're still not back to training. So even if they were to go by the end of the week, they wouldn't play in a Saturday game. But as you're about to say, City still have a pretty strong lineup.
Yeah, and I was gonna list off the lineup. They have a I mean, even like you could take out all those star players that I just listed: Walker, Sterling, Foden, Ederson, and Gabby Jesus, who had, you know, very good tournaments, especially the English players who went to the final. Well, Brazil too, but um, and even so, even missing all these players just returning from training, our possible starting 11 includes Zach Steffen, Jacques Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, and Mendy and or Zinchenko at the other fullback position, and then in the midfield, Fernandinho, Gundogan, and one of the U23 players returning. And our only normal starting forward as of now is Riyad Mahrez, and then two other U23 players are planned to start as well in that position. But I think personally, I feel pretty comfortable with the team that we're putting out. Even if we do have U23 players, I always like to see new young
Mhm.
players start the season and be given a chance at the beginning because it's just like a new team. Because there haven't been a lot of signings by any team throughout this whole transfer window, and I always like to see something switched up a little bit. And it's always
Yeah,
nice to see a homegrown talent or someone come up from the youth team. I know there's been a lot of talk of City wanting to bring up a lot of players uh, from their what is it? Was it their U23 team or U21
yeah,
team that just won the Premier League Two?
yeah. The
Um,
U23.
yeah, so a lot of players from there, are very talented players. They have a lot of stuff going on in the youth department. So I'd
Hmm.
love to see some of those players start and maybe get their chance in a game that's. I mean, it's not
Of a
nothing, but it's
huge
not
importance. Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not
a
of
trophy is
huge
a
importance,
trophy,
right?
but Community Shield is obviously just one game. It's like the Super Cup, not really taken to the same extent as other ones.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that City still strong, but they're not the best right now, considering the players that are missing. I'm expecting a good back and forth match. With Leicester, who I believe will be up to 100% par with their team. I'm not aware of any players that of significance that won't be missing. So Leicester's gonna have a pretty decent squad to test this game. I think that the Leicester will definitely take advantage of this, and being that this is a 190-minute game, it could go either way. I think depends on how strong City does end up lining up, but wouldn't be surprised if Leicester take advantage of this moment and win this game.
Yeah, it wouldn't be either. And Leicester always have a great team. They're
Hmm.
always that dark horse team. I was, seemed to
Yeah,
be the only person not sleeping on them last season.
yeah.
But yeah, Leicester are a very strong team. They have big names in their lineup, and they have players who have played really well. I mean, Kasper Schmeichel coming off an incredible Euro. They have
Hmm.
Yuri Tillemans in the midfield, who's been crazy, and the strike force. Uh, Ian Acho absolutely
Hmm.
turned up last season. Jamie Vardy, and then their signings that you listed in the beginning, both Daka and
Yeah.
Sumare. Um, and so Leicester, great team. City of a great team, like you said. I think it'll be a good back and forth game. Really exciting to watch to kick off the season.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be a nice way to preview the season, being that this game will be taking place 6 days before the first Premier League game, with the first Premier League game being, I believe, the 13th, which is the Friday.
Mhm.
Arsenal versus Brentford. It will be interesting to see that game. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps it up. We just wanted to do a quick little video about the Community Shield. This video is going to be out now. If you're watching it, it's Wednesday. Later in the week, we're going to have more of the preview videos. We have one coming out of Man United, one coming out of Arsenal, and then there should probably be two more, one of Chelsea and one of Liverpool. Also, by next Friday, before the season starts, we're going to be having a video with me and Ryan giving our predictions of what will be the Premier League table this year. Obviously, last year we didn't have the chance to do that, considering that our channel started in November as the season was going on. So it'll be nice to have our, preseason
Yeah,
predictions and see how the season's going to go. Once
sure.
again, we want to say thank you to anyone who's shown support on the channel, and we'll see you guys soon.